Thirukkural, Universal Scripture, Art of Living, composed by Thiruvallur.
Video created by Thyagarajulu Kanchi.
Thirukkural, Virtue, Chapter 3, The Greatness of Ascetics. Chapter 3, Aram, Neethar Perumai, Virtue, The Greatness of Ascetics. Couplet 21 முதல் 30 வரை. Couplet 21, குறள், ஒழுக்கத்து நீத்தார் பெருமை விழுப்பத்து வேண்டும் பனவல் துணிவு. Couplet. Scriptures ought to exalt with firmness the greatness of disciplined ascetics. Introduction. This is the opening verse of the chapter, establishing the moral authority of those who renounce worldly life. Tamil summary. அறநூல்கள் அனைத்தும் ஒழுக்கத்திலிருந்து வழுவாமல் பற்றுகளை துறந்தவர்களின் பெருமையையே மிகச்சிறந்ததாக வலியுறுத்திக் கூறுகின்றனர். English summary. All ethical scriptures unanimously proclaim that the greatness of those who have attained renunciation through moral discipline is the highest excellence. Detailed analysis. Vallabhar asserts that the fundamental consensus of all authoritative texts Panuval is the exaltation of ascetics. Neethar. Core meaning. The path of renunciation and discipline is the pinnacle of human achievement. Explanation. The verse states that desired or most important Vijupatu subject of all scriptures is the greatness of the renunciate. Philosophical analysis. This establishes the hierarchy of values in life, prioritizing spiritual liberation over material acquisition. Couplet 22, குறள், துறந்தார் பெருமை துணைக்கூறின் வையத்து இறந்தாரை எண்ணிக்கொண்டற்று. Couplet. To recount an ascetic's greatness is to count the world's dead. Introduction. A metaphor illustrating the immeasurable nature of a true renunciate's greatness. Tamil summary. துறவு பூண்டவர்களின் பெருமையை அளவிட நினைப்பது, உலகில் இதுவரை வாழ்ந்து மறைந்தவர்களின் எண்ணிக்கையை கணக்கிடுவது போன்றது, அது இயலாத காரியம். English summary. Attempting to fully measure the greatness of those who have renounced the world is as impossible as counting the number of people who have died in the world since its creation. Detailed analysis. The comparison suggests that the spiritual power and depth of an enlightened ascetic are infinite and beyond human enumeration. Core meaning. The virtue of the truly great is immeasurable. Explanation. One cannot count the countless souls who have passed away. Similarly, the depth of an ascetic's greatness defies human calculation. Philosophical analysis. This highlights the concept of the infinite nature of spiritual merit punyam compared to the finite nature of worldly history. Couplet 23, குறள், இருமை வகை தெரிந்து ஈண்டரம் பூண்டார் பெருமை பெருங்கிற்று உலகில். Couplet. The world shines on the greatness of those who, knowing both, choose renunciation. Introduction. Defines the wisdom of the ascetic in navigating existence. Tamil summary. இம்மை மற்றும் மறுமை ஆகிய இரண்டின் தன்மையையும் நன்கு உணர்ந்து இங்கேயே அறவழியை தேர்ந்து கொண்ட துறவிகளின் பெருமை இவ்வுலகில் சிறந்து விளங்குகிறது. English summary. The greatness of those who distinguish between the two paths, this world and the next, and embrace virtue here shines throughout the world. Detailed analysis. Irumai refers to the dual nature of existence, worldly desire versus liberation. Those who discern this and choose the ascetic path are universally celebrated. Core meaning. True wisdom is identifying the transient nature of the world and choosing the path of virtue. Explanation. By understanding the consequences of both material attachment and spiritual renunciation, the wise choose the latter, elevating their stature. Philosophical analysis. This touches upon the doctrine of dharma and moksha, understanding the interplay between earthly life and spiritual liberation. Couplet 24, குறள், உரனென்னும் தோட்டியான் ஓரேந்தும் காப்பான் வரனென்னும் வைப்பேர். Core with. Couplet. The restraint of senses 5 by the ankush of firmness is the seed for the bliss of heaven. Introduction. Provides the methodology for achieving greatness through sensory control. Tamil summary. மனவுறுதி என்னும் அங்குசத்தைக் கொண்டு ஐம்புலன்களையும் அடக்கி ஆள்பவன், மறுமையில் பேரின்ப வீட்டை அடைவதற்கு உரிய விதையாக தகுதியுடையவனாக ஆகிறான். English summary: He who restrains the five senses with the goad of firm willpower is the seed that will sprout into the bliss of heaven liberation. Detailed analysis: The Ankush Thoti, a tool used to control elephants, represents willpower uran. The senses are likened to wild animals that must be reined in. Core meaning: self-mastery is the precursor to spiritual liberation. Explanation: controlling one's five senses is not merely for asceticism, it is the fundamental seed vitu for achieving higher spiritual states, heaven bliss. Philosophical analysis: this aligns with the practice of Indriya Nigraha, control of senses, essential in various Indian philosophical traditions. Couplet 25 குறள் ஐந்தவித்தான் ஆற்றல் அகல் விசும்புள்ளார். கோமான் இந்திரனே சாலன் கரி. Couplet: Even the celestial king Indra will vouch the strength of one who rules his senses five. Introduction: uses mythology to authenticate the power of the one who has mastered their senses. Tamil summary: ஐம்புலன்களையும் அடக்கியவரின் வலிமைக்கு தேவர்களின் தலைவனான இந்திரனே சாட்சியாக இருக்கிறான். ஏனெனில் இந்திரன் தன் புலன் அடக்கமின்மையால் துன்புற்றவன். English summary: The king of the celestials, Indra himself, is sufficient witness to the power of the one who has extinguished the five senses desires. Detailed analysis: in Hindu mythology, Indra is often depicted as suffering consequences for lack of sense control. Thus, he is the perfect witness to the power of one who succeeds where he failed. Core meaning: mastery over the senses grants power that even the divine recognizes. Explanation: the extinguisher of the five Andhavithan possesses such immense spiritual integrity that even the king of heaven acknowledges it. Philosophical analysis: this emphasizes that spiritual power transcends hierarchical titles. Inner discipline is the true source of authority. Couplet 26 குறள் செயற்கரிய செய்வார் பெரியர் சிறியர் செயற்கரிய செய்கலாதார். Couplet: Great people take on difficult tasks, small people avoid them. Introduction: defines greatness through the lens of capability and endurance. Tamil summary: மிகக் கடினமான செயல்களை செய்து முடிப்பவர்களே பெரியவர்கள், அவற்றை செய்ய முடியாதவர்கள் சிறியவர்கள். English summary: those who perform the most difficult tasks are the great ones, those who are unable to do them are the small ones. Detailed analysis: greatness is not defined by status or birth, but by the capacity to undertake deeds that others find impossible, likely referring to the discipline of the mind. Core meaning: greatness is defined by action and capability in the face of difficulty. Explanation: the difficult task here refers to the internal struggle of controlling one's nature and desires, which small people cannot sustain. Philosophical analysis: defines the great periyar by their persistence and inner fortitude, karmic responsibility. Couplet 27 குறள் சுவை ஒளி ஊரோசை நாற்றமென ஐந்தின் வகைதறிவான் கட்டே உலகு. Couplet: this world is his who knows for what these five are: taste, sight, touch, sound and smell. Introduction: explains the wisdom required to understand the material world. Tamil summary: சுவை, ஒளி, ஊறு, ஓசை, நாற்றம் ஆகிய ஐம்புலன்களின் இயல்புகளையும் அவற்றின் உண்மையையும் உணர்ந்திருப்பவரிடமே இவ்வுலகத்தின் உண்மையான அறிவு இருக்கிறது. English summary: the world is under the sway of belongs to the one who understands the true nature of the five senses: taste, sight, touch, sound, and smell. Detailed analysis: to truly own the world, one must not be enslaved by it. By understanding the nature of the senses, the wise person rises above the temptation of the world. Core meaning: true mastery of the world comes from detaching oneself from sensory stimuli. Explanation: he who understands that these five senses are fleeting phenomena is the one who has mastered life. Philosophical analysis. This is a warning against sensory entrapment. Understanding the nature of objects leads to non-attachment vairagil. Couplet 28 குறள் நிறைமொழி மாந்தர் பெருமை நிலத்து மறைமொழி காட்டிவிடும். Couplet The scriptures of the world proclaim the potent utterance of the great. Introduction describes the impact of the speech of those who have attained greatness. Tamil summary அருளுரை வழங்கக்கூடிய ஆற்றல் மிக்க பெரியவர்களின் பெருமையை உலகில் உள்ள மறைநூல்களை எடுத்துரைக்கும். English summary The scriptures of the world will reveal the greatness of those who speak only words of profound wisdom. Nediyam. Detailed analysis. Nediyam perfect language refers to the words of the enlightened. Their speech is so potent that it becomes established in scripture. Core meaning. The words of the enlightened carry the weight of truth. Explanation. The greatness of those whose words are always full of truth is confirmed and preserved by the wisdom literature of the world. Philosophical analysis. This highlights the concept of Vaksiddhi, the power where the words of an enlightened being manifest truth. Couplet 29 குறள் குணமென்னும் குன்றேறி நின்றார் வெகுளை கணமெய்யும் காத்தல் அரிது. Couplet The wrath of those who have scaled the heights of character can't be endured even for a moment. Introduction A warning regarding the power of the enlightened, even when they are angry. Tamil summary நற்குணம் என்னும் மலையின் உச்சியில் நிலைத்து நிற்பவர்களின் கோபமானது ஒரு கணமேனும் நீடித்தால் அதை தாங்கிக் கொள்வது மிக கடினம். English summary It is difficult to endure, even for a moment, the anger of those who have scaled the mountain of virtue. Detailed analysis The mountain of virtue is the state of a saint. While they are usually peaceful, their wrath, which is rare, is potent because it is born of truth and cosmic justice. Core meaning One should not test the patience of the truly virtuous. Explanation Those who have achieved the peak of character do not get angry easily. If they do, it is a formidable force. Philosophical analysis This teaches that morality is not weakness. The wrath of a saint is a disturbance in the cosmic order. Couplet 30 குறள் அந்தணர் என்போர் ஆரவோர்மர் ரெவ்வுயிர்க்கும் செந்தன்மை பூண்டொழுக லான். Couplet Ascetics are called men of virtue for they assume the role of mercy for all that live. Introduction Final definition of an andanar ascetic virtuous person. Tamil summary அந்தணர் என்று போற்றப்படுபவர்கள் எல்லா உயிர்களிடமும் அன்பும் இரக்கமும் கொண்டு வாழ்பவர்களே ஆவர். English summary Those who are called andanar, the virtuous ascetics, are truly the righteous, for they adopt a policy of kindness toward all living beings. Detailed analysis Vallavar redefines andanar, often used for a Brahman caste title to describe anyone who possesses universal compassion. Senthanmai. Core meaning The true definition of an ascetic is universal love and mercy. Explanation The essential trait of the great is not lineage, but their unwavering mercy toward all forms of life. Philosophical analysis This promotes ahimsa, non-violence, and karuna, compassion, as the ultimate marks of spiritual attainment, regardless of social status. Thirukkural, Universal Scripture, Art of Living, composed by Thirukkural.
Video created by Thyagarajulu Kanchi.
Thirukkural, Virtue, Chapter 3, The Greatness of Ascetics,